Thank y'all for tuning in to the God, Family, and Music podcast. This is episode 1, and I am happy that you have joined me, your host, CjFree, and I'm about to give it to you like it's supposed to be. Anyway, enough of being corny, but let's jump right in. Today we're going to talk about following your dreams. Now, this is something that I'm very passionate about and I like to talk about it because it's so important. There are so many people that are alive today that did not follow their dreams for whatever reason, circumstances, made bad choices or whatever, and they just sitting up with a lot of regret as they go through life. So if you are, able-bodied and you feel that it's something out there that you want to do, you make sure you do everything in your power to do that, because me, I personally say all the time, I don't like to live with regrets. We have one life here on this earth, and if I didn't try, I think, I just don't want to get super, like 80, 85, 90 and be like, man, I should have, would have, could have. That's going to make me miserable, right? So I'd rather try and either almost get there, fail a couple of times, try again. I'd rather do all of that and have that and say, I made it, I tried, or whatever the case, other than just what if I would have tried? What if I would have did this and did that? So I definitely want to encourage you guys that if you have a dream, try to do everything in your power to go after that, even if nobody believes in it but yourself, right? Sometimes God could put something on us and nobody understands but us. He can show us things about our life and what it may be, or what we could amount to, and sometimes it looks scary, like I can do that, and you'll talk yourself out of it, and all it takes is one person to agree, be like, yeah, you can't do that, and you'll be like, yeah, you right, I can't do that, and then you won't even try, right? But God hasn't given us the spirit of fear. So if you feel like it's something you want to go after, pray about it. Of course, always pray about everything, and then go after that thing. So me personally speaking, I have a lot of goals. I'm very goal oriented, and even I remember me telling some people that I was going to be a music producer, like I was going to produce music. Now, some people didn't even know I play instruments, and they would be like, oh, well, what made you want to do that? Oh, you gonna make beats? You know what I'm saying? But not knowing I was playing instruments since the age of like 9, right? So they were like, well, I ain't never known you to play, do music. What makes you want to do music? Oh, let's see what this would be about. But not knowing, I was a church kid, and I stayed on the instruments and a choir and all of that. They didn't know that part of me. They didn't know me by, playing ball or hanging out or whatever, but they didn't know that side of me. And it was easy for them to project, oh, what you finna do. You know what I'm saying? So today, to have over 1 million views on my channel collectively is a true blessing, because I just remember people not trying to check for me. I hadn't even learned a DAW yet, right? So playing instruments and then converting your playing into into like digital, it's a journey. It was a journey for me. I didn't know. All I knew how to do was use my keyboard and sequence the tracks within my keyboard, but I didn't know how to get it into a DAW, and I didn't know what a DAW was, and how to get samples and use sample packs, and all I knew how to do was play. You know what I'm saying? And that was a journey for me. So even with having that dream, I still had to put the work in. Now that's what you gotta do. Regardless of what vision he gives you, whatever gift he gives you, you still gonna have to work that thing. You gonna have to pay the cost. Okay, so he's going to give you all of the tools that you need to get it done, but you still going to have to build that thing, and that it is what it is. Okay. It costs what it costs. So I still had to sit down and learn what a doll was, and try different dolls out to see which dolls that I liked, and all of those things. I still had to put the work in. But it has definitely been a journey. So like I said, to be at this point is a blessing, because there were so many people who didn't think that I could get it done. You know what I'm saying? Or that I would be any good. But my mom always liked my music. She but like I be saying, like, it's your mom. She's gonna like everything. So I really was like, okay, mom. But she used to say, people need to hear your music. And I used to be like, it's cool just for me. Because I'm really that type of girl. I'm like, I always said, I was going to be an accountant, and I was going to build a studio in my basement just for me. I never really planned on sharing my music with anybody. I really just didn't. And so, when God had put on my heart that I needed to get my music out there, we had a discussion. I was just like, why? Like, we cool, you know what I'm saying? We cool on the be cool. We're straight. And he was like, no, I didn't give you all of that just for you. So, it was a lot of back and forth, because, I just was not really trying to do it, but, he's the boss. So, I started to creep on out there. And if you look at my YouTube channel, I didn't even want to be on camera. So a lot of my videos when I first started my YouTube channel are just, my beats. And a lot of people thought I was a guy because I never was on camera, and it just say CjFree Beats. And a lot of people for a long time was just like, oh, I thought you was a guy all this time making them beats. Like, you a girl? Like, so I get those comments. So every step of the way, he definitely has led me every step of the way on what to do and, how to do it. So I really, want to encourage you guys that, if there's something that's in your heart to do, that he's placed on your heart, that God has placed on your heart to do, something you definitely can see yourself doing, go ahead and go after it. Like, why not? Why not go after it, right? You just don't want to live with that regret. You just really don't. Now that I have, I do my music thing, and I have a business now. I have, clothing, I have a podcast, I sell kits and beats and all of these different things. I really didn't see all of this in the beginning, but as I started to put one foot in front of the other, God continuously and he showed me, and he continuously showed me what the next steps are. A lot of you all see me wear these Trust in Him shirts, and like, it's really like that. Like, I really do, because I wouldn't be here without him. You wouldn't know who CjFree is. You wouldn't see me. I would be somewhere out of social media somewhere, but because he said, hey, you need to get your gift out there, you know who I am. So another point I wanted to talk on before I wrap this up is, don't let, and I touched on it a little bit, but I really want you guys to get it. Don't let people, I'm using Ebonics. I used to like throw you off your square. But don't let people put their fears onto you. Some people be like, oh no, you can't achieve that. Like, I need y'all to hear me, and I need y'all to really get that, because that is coming from somewhere, and it can be the people close to you that will say. It may be your spouse, or it may be your kids, or it may be, people that are close to you in your circle be like, no, you can't do that. Like, you too old, or, you don't know how to do that. That's going to take too long. You got to go back to school for that. Like, you ain't got time. You got kids. You can't do that. Like, it will be people, projecting their negativity, their fear, because they feel like they can't do it. They're inadequate to go after their dreams, and they'll push that onto you. So it is very important that when you have it in your mind, you've got it confirmed from God, and you say, hey, I'm going to go after this thing, that you get in tunnel vision and you go after it. Like, you get in tunnel vision and you go after it. And I don't care who comes, what goes, whatever the circumstances start showing up trying to push you and derail you. Those are only obstacles that you need to break through to get to the next level, because it's going to take work. So go in it knowing this is going to take work. This is going to take some hustle, some bustle, and whatever it takes, I'm finna get this work done. Like, you gotta go in there with your chest out mindset, like, hey, I don't care, late nights, early mornings, whatever it takes, I'm gonna go after this thing. And when you achieve, you hear me saying when, because you got to always think, I'm going to get this done, right? I'm going to achieve. I'm going to get it done. I'm going to accomplish what I set out to accomplish. That's the goal. That's it. You need to be in tunnel vision and go. And just make sure that you stay in tunnel vision and you push. And when you achieve, and you got to give glory back to God for even giving you that vision, giving you that goal down in your heart to go after, and then help other people that is where you were. That's what I'm trying to say. So you reach back and help them. And then, talk to them and help them and use your resources to give back. That's what it's all about. Don't get to where you're going to get and then be like, I don't want to talk to y'all. I'm here now, y'all. Because sometimes y'all have the attitude, man, I'm here now. Like, y'all ain't helped me. Da, 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 da. And I get it. I get it. But do your best to reach back and help. And even if it's an encouragement or giving some resources on, hey, this is how, you do this. And this is, where I went to do that. Like, help them out, each one teach one. Right. So that's what I got. I ain't going to prolong this, too much longer. I just wanted to encourage anybody that's listening that if you have a goal or a dream or something you want to accomplish in this life of yours, you got one lap around this sun. You better work this thing. Okay. You better live this thing. Go after it. And always keep God first. So I'm gonna get on out of here, and I thank y'all for tuning in to this first episode. And I'll talk to y'all next time. All right. I'm your girl CjFree, and I'm out.